Welcome back to Eternal Sonata, Chapter 6, Tristesse.
Sadness.
Be sad.
Let me guess, this is one of Chopin's pieces that he wrote when he was really down in the dumps.
Anyway, we're back from the temple now.
Yes, after we killed one of the major generals of Forte, but yet that feels like we just went on a nice, lovely excursion for some reason. Why? Why does it feel so mundane?
The Xbox 360 version...
Why is it still jumping like that?
I have no idea. In the Xbox 360 version, you just need to go into the castle, and an event will happen. However, for the PS3 version, they decided to actually add something in between, you know, just to bring more meat to the game and to justify a couple of, like, to expand a bit more on some plot points.
Nice.
We're about to get that.
So we're gonna give that sorcerer guy back the key?
You'd think?
Actually, no, we're about on the way. However, the game suddenly remembers that Polka is supposed to be ill.
Is this a thing that comes with the illness? Blacking out?
Okay, you'd think by this would have happened by this point. Like,
we don't even know what their illness is supposed to be.
Don't you see, she's marked for death, and
It's no, Telltale. It's anime girl illness.
It's one of those made up diseases that ends with itis.
Oh,
that love to use.
Hey, look, there's the researcher guy over there.
Yeah, it's the one for that gave us the key.
Oh my god,
but
he's actually gonna have a
it
line?
seems that we can't find... Polka is basically having like a feverish episode, and we can't seem to find something to alleviate the pain.
So I guess she's finally dying.
You're a magic researcher, right?
We don't know.
Isn't there anything you can do for her?
Allegretto, let's try to stay calm.
A true gentleman knows how to stay calm in all situations.
I'll do anything. Whatever it takes to help.
Well, technically,
please help us.
Sorry, hold on.
Forgive me, but the realm of magic is still shrouded in mystery, even for me.
I'm sorry, don't people I'm sorry, don't people use
her,
magic quite often in this realm?
Not only that, you have floral powder. Have you tried that?
Well, remember to, as last Spectre showed, the way Layton would do it is he'd put both hands on each shoulder and go, I need you to keep a clear mind, Allegretto. Can you do that?
Yes.
Wait a minute.
There you go. Apparently this is connected to Polka's Astra being, quote-unquote, too bright.
Wait a minute, wait a minute. Hold on, let me get this straight. So, anyone who can use magic is pretty much someone who's sick, right?
Yeah.
Haven't our characters technically all been using magic?
That's the
magic.
thing.
We don't have to explain
Actually, no, Jova. Special techniques in combat don't really count as magic for non-magic user. It's just flashy spectacle for the sake of gameplay. Gameplay story segregation, Jova.
I mean, I hate to say it, at least with Final Fantasy XIII, pretty much every character in our party was a lessee, so it made sense about their special abilities. Here, it's kind of really jarring when our characters have been
There you
using
go,
these
he's
special
explaining that it's still an uncertainty.
But you see, Jova, she's the chosen
The
one.
magical abilities of those suffering from terminal illness are truly identical.
Let me guess, this ties into the plot that Forte has.
Other cause.
Brilliant.
I am, and all my research has given me the strong suspicion
Also,
that
this guy
Apparently,
sounds...
yeah, the whole magic things should be the Astras. So, which means that the Southside March actually have an idea.
Also, this researcher guy sounds like he's played by a muffled Sam Elliott.
No, he's played by, oh god, I forgot.
Are you saying that Agogos are connected?
Basically, it's one of the other voice actors recycled this.
There's an old legend passed down among the guardians
Sam
of the Gogo
Riegel?
Forest.
No.
I mean, the guy does have range.
Together in the glow of a powerful Astra.
Basically, this is March explaining why the Agogos glow near a powerful astra. Basically, they're reflecting its aura.
So the
And
Agogos...
apparently, may have the key to actually heal Polka, temporarily at least.
So the Agogos that were so rarely seen that they were practically rumors are tied into the Astras, which were also thought to be just rumors.
I'm sorry, Falsetto.
Well, the rumors not so much for the Agogos. It was the glowing Agogos that were more like a myth.
Even though no one's even really seen an Agogo to begin with. I mean, because it seems like the only... I mean, isn't like the only way you can see an Agogo if it's glowing?
I've got it.
Oh crap.
Salsa?
Why did Salsa look
Here
like she
you
was
go,
trying to
Ghost.
take a
Her
poop?
astra's glowing too bright.
Yeah, it's the mocap. Like the mocap is
I don't
really,
know if that will work.
which is
I
weird.
mean, are Hideo Baba's games often like this?
That's not quite
No, no, they're
Oh.
not, Joe. I mean, Tales of Graces was a Wii game, and the mocap in that game was better than this. I mean, I mean, I'm not saying it was stellar or anything, but it was
Alright.
definitely more restrained with the movements.
Alright, Jova, now it's time to introduce a new element that was in the Xbox 360 version. Basically, the Agogos have a queen figure, and apparently that can potentially absorb, quote-unquote, part of the light of Polka's Astra, making her feel better for the time being.
So, out of the many glowy things, there's a big ball glowy thingy who's apparently the queen who I guess bursts these things out, whatever they
We
are.
don't know that.
Salsa.
Also, Joe, but just for the sake of correcting a little bit, don't forget that Hideo Baba came into the development way late into the game's development. Like, so he's not. I mean, this is not really on him.
I'm still more baffled because, for comparison, the team here, Crescendo, worked on the Baten Kaitos games with Monolith Soft, so it's not like they don't know how to do these kind of things.
Oh hey, Crescendo! So...
Basically, Crescendo feels helpful for this, and it gives them a special key, which will grant access to a very powerful method of transportation for Baroque. You think, oh, it's the airship or a game. No, it's a teleportation system. Basically, your idea for backtracking to previous location is by using a teleport system.
Basically, it's basically translation.
What specifically angers you, Pedro?
And why couldn't we have
Alright,
this
we're going to a
before,
garden
so we can get over all that horrible backtracking from previous stuff?
Allow me to explain. You
Apparently,
see,
this was also reserved for royalty for Baroque, but apparently the emergency spawns Crescendo to give it to us.
allow me. Translation. There are no planned cutscenes to happen along the trail back, so now you can fast travel.
Oh, okay.
It's like I said. I mean, okay, I get some games like this, but you can clearly tell that the reason we don't get this travel spell until way later is because they want certain scenes to happen in certain areas along the road. And you know, that's not always a bad thing. It's just like, well, sometimes the best way is to have a middleman, like Pokemon, where it'll point you towards certain paths in the middle of the road you need to go to at times.
Or like I said before, do it like you can do it like in Ni no Kuni 2, where you get a fast travel right at the beginning, but the game is designed with the fast travel in mind, so you'll always get the story beats that you should at the correct moment, as long as you're.
Well, Ni no
also
Kuni is
Final
kind of a
Fantasy
different.
12 with the Telecrystal.
Yeah. To be fair, Ni no Kuni is a bit of a different kind of RPG. You know, like, well, Ni no Kuni is like one of those big, vast, open map kind of RPGs, whereas this game is one of those more, shall we say, scaled down map kind of RPGs, in the sense like, well, you know, you're traveling through pathways through these worlds. You know, like, well,
I guess.
it's kind of like, well, okay, think of Ni no Kuni more like a global scale, whereas this is more of a national scale sort of thing.
In that case, they could do something. Oh, sorry.
Wow, that was
Let me guess,
amazing.
we're gonna run
We're really
into,
here.
Fugue,
Fugue,
yeah.
Time
yeah.
to waste.
It's time for his third rematch.
You know, I think he pretty much is tailored to be a Go-Go's, which isn't the worst thing, but, you know, I don't know.
Wait, why did I put an intermission? Oh yeah, because I did add to the.
I don't know. You're the one. I don't
No,
know.
I
You're the one
I
who delivered
remember
this.
now. I had to basically go through the entire go for it.
Wait.
So silly.
Wait, I'm sorry.
Brother,
That's a normal Go-Go, but it's glowing, isn't
No,
it?
You know
that,
him, Beat?
that's actually the queen. That's a good spot.
Yes.
So-
'cause that's not going to look silly at all.
So you're
in the
telling me that,
background.
Fugue, the big bad menace, doesn't know...
He's being reduced to a joke. Yeah.
I mean,
Brilliant.
seriously, what does he mean it's a normal Go-Go? It's glowing! Why does he think it's normal?
He's really
the
not
ball.
that smart.
Fancy me.
Shira, catch the ball.
Out for another
You know, Fugue, you used to at least be kind of intimidating. Wait, why are there only 4 of us here?
It's for the
Because-
purpose of the cutscene.
Because the game loves to do this thing of picking your party members for you.
Well, not just that,
Not for the battle though, just for the cutscene.
Yeah, that's the weird thing. It's just a cutscene, and normally whenever we have cutscenes, usually all party members are present in those cutscenes, so what the heck?
Day's work by playing with this dim-witted creature.
Really, dude?
Playing like this.
Oh no,
Very
he's,
It's not a football. What the fuck are you doing?
Oh no! He kicked the Queen of Go-Go! What a moron! No, seriously! That was the Queen of Go-Go, you moron!
I trust you aren't referring to me.
Really? You're
Die
turning
off.
your back on them for them to clearly whack you down.
As much as you want. 3 eyes, you're
Okay,
still
okay,
not
okay,
there.
okay.
Okay, you're being told off by Salsa. That's when you know you're a loser.
Also, I'm sorry. Okay, look,
playing
maybe
games
if
with
this
the
were
likes
after
of
the
you.
first encounter of him when he curb
Cleanse
stomped
your
us, I could
pitiful
see him
lives
being this
before you even
cocky,
feel any
but
pain.
last time we faced him,
You
he
can thank
kicked
me for
his
my mercy.
butt.
When you're in the realm of the dead.
Whatever.
Edgy.
So, again, you literally could have accomplished this goal right there and then. He has been cold and
Oh, don't worry,
calculated.
Joba. That gets resolved after this battle.
Well, let
He
me
doesn't
guess.
just drops dead. Don't worry.
Let me guess. The Agogo grows and eats him or something as vengeance.
Well, you'll see, Joba. Don't worry.
The point being is like, well, what happened to Fuse? Like,
Keep
I
in
mean,
mind, Jova, this is a thing
this
for
was
the
added.
PS3 version. The 360 version just had him drop him dead after the second battle.
So would you say that he had more dignity in that version?
I don't know. I'm still pretty okay with what happened here.
I mean,
overall.
I mean,
Really?
Yeah.
I think the issue is
I
like,
mean,
well,
it's an occasion for a rematch, and it's a villain, so it's supposed to be ridiculed.
true. It's just
I
okay,
guess.
okay. Let's imagine if, say, Killmonger started off as being a serious threat, but by the end of Black Panther was just a joke. That's what this feels like.
You're asking the wrong person,
Seems
Joe.
like
I
you've
wish
underestimated
Claw
me.
was the main villain.
This has gone on long enough.
Anyway,
Let me guess. The
No,
dog
look at
bites
the Agogo
back.
Queen Mother.
you'll see it.
How dare you interrupt me when I am speaking, you insolent! Get out of my way! Get out of here, pest!
He's gonna get
And
blasted to
he's-
death.
No, please don't flash me. And he's dead.
Why
See,
couldn't
that's what happened. That's what happens. You play football with the Queen of Gogo.
Why couldn't the Queen?
You get disintegrated.
And this makes the Gogo Queen Mother mad.
Wait.
Majorly
What?
upset. If she keeps going, we're
Why
Because she ate that guy since he has a negative
Okay.
asthma. However, hold on. Salsa and March have a power that can, tame the Gogo Queen Mother. To be fair, since they're guardians of the forest, it's kind of understandable that they can do this kind of thing, since, it's their job and everything.
You know,
Wait for
game.
it.
Why? I just have one question.
Water Twin Powers activate.
Hold on.
yes and be calm.
More or less. So, okay,
I have such a
and
fascination for flashing.
problem solved.
Yep, now
So-
the Gogo Queen Mother is calm
Ah.
and ready to heal Polka.
Aren't you so glad that this problem got resolved immediately and quickly?
Okay. Question to you. Was the Agogo Mother getting corrupted? Was that foreshadowing for a big thing?
No,
to
it
happen?
was because remember what Solfege said about Astras. Fugues had a very dark Astra, so by eating him, Diego Queen Mother was becoming corrupt.
I get that. What I mean
You
is like,
think they'd have a fight for this, though?
I get that. What I mean is like, was having. Wait, did they bring the Queen with them?
Yes.
So
Yes,
what?
you're right.
So,
Yep.
They're operating on no space logic.
So what exactly does the Queen?
Clearly.
So what exactly does the Queen
Yes,
of Go-Go?
Jova?
So what exactly does the Queen of Go-Go do here? Does she eat the
She
disease?
absorbs, they mentioned, she absorbs part of the essence of Polka's Astra, since it was glowing too much, and this was causing
You
sick.
telling me you
So
don't
for the
remember
time
what
being, now
happened?
he's okay.
You collapsed
It's
on
okay.
the way in here.
So
and the Ago-
basically,
Wait,
this
hold on, let me
entire
finish, let me
detour
finish,
was
let
a
me
waste
finish.
of our fucking time.
Hold on,
Glad
Pedro,
you're
let me
finally
finish.
awake again. You have
Go ahead.
Algebra
Yes.
Anyway,
saving you.
so then the Agogo Mother just
I
leaves after
appreciate
that?
you
Like,
helping
Yeah.
me, Allegretto.
so
Bye.
I'm so confused by these Agogos. They're apparently sentient, even though they kind of act like madness here and there. And why couldn't the Queen have just eaten, Fugue earlier? Like, why'd she let him kick her and everything?
Hey Jova, fucking magnets, how do they work?
Apparently
Are you
not.
sure you're feeling completely recovered?
Yes.
So does this mean that Polka's cured, I guess?
Not entirely, at
All
least
right,
she's
then.
fine for the
Maybe
time
we should
being,
go
at the
thank
very least.
Crescendo for
So
his help
was
and
that
tell him what's
brought
happened.
on by her illness?
No, remember, by Astra,
Okay.
the characters explained it, Jova.
Again,
Anyway,
there's so many
time
things.
to talk to Crescendo about his decision for the war.
Oh,
Anyway,
goody.
Anyway,
Oh, don't worry. Ask quickly, Jova, because we're about to get another stupid cutscene.
I get the thing about the Astra. I'm just wondering, why did Polka even faint?
What do you mean? Sorry.
Like, what was
illness.
Was it her illness that made her faint?
Where'd
Yes.
it go?
No, we mentioned Air Astra was
know.
in a state where it
Maybe
was
he's
growing
in the
too
princess's
much, and
room.
this caused a chain reaction with her illness, intensifying for a bit.
So she
the
had
Aeroqueen
Astra
Mother basically absorbed a part of her Astra, meaning that her illness basically calmed down for the time being.
So her Astra grew too much. What? So she had Astra cancer?
Yes.
Kinda.
Also, game. Okay. Yes, it is true that the mocap actors in World of Final Fantasy did improvise some stuff. The improvised stuff that ended up working funny and well was kept, but the stuff that didn't got put in the cutting room floor. Don't just have the actors constantly spaz out in every single mocap scene. Actually direct your fucking actors, please.
Guys, no, Prince Crescendo and Princess Serenade are nowhere to be found in the castle.
Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Let me guess. This is the scene that we got immediately after entering the palace in the Xbox 360 version.
Yes.
Crescendo or Princess
So,
Serenade
Crescendo
anyway.
just ran away.
Hold on, Jova, don't worry, we're about to get an explanation
True.
and the
No one in
cutscene
the
tied
castle
to
has
it.
seen them.
They've gotta be somewhere. Let's try searching again.
You sound angry, Shiroi.
No. Looking here is probably useless.
Don't worry, Shiro, you're about to get even angrier.
I didn't say anything though.
I heard. No, trust me. I heard you see.
I believe they're already heading for Forte. They're going to try and save Baroque by sacrificing
And
themselves.
the sad thing is that Jets is not wrong.
Yeah.
Hold on. We're about to get the crowning moment of Crescendo stupidity.
Oh, great.
There's a lot of stupid though.
You wanna sit tight for this.
Yes.
That's okay. The people in the background on Jova's side are trying to put in the mood with the music.
If only I had realized sooner.
Yeah, gee! Yeah.
Hold on, here we go.
Speaking with Count Waltz face to face.
No.
Hold on.
You're an idiot.
Okay.
See, where do I
Yes.
even start with this? Like,
I have so many things to
I
say.
have no idea.
Tio.
How did you even become a politician in the first place?
Tio, please tell me this
I am
was
now-
not. Was this
You should have been a fucking baker.
No, Tio,
Right now,
please.
I'm the only one
He would
who
not be a
possibly
baker.
saved
He's
No.
too stupid for even that. He would probably
That's an
burn
insult to
down a
bakers,
house.
you know.
Okay, so let me get this straight. Forte, the kingdom that had Serenade in as a traitorous spy. You think that they're gonna listen just because you speak to them
Not
face
only
to
that,
face?
Jova, their leader is a clear psychopath. Crescendo is applying a logic that can work only with reasonable human terms.
I guess to be fair, he doesn't know that.
It's like trying to say that just using a bit of diplomacy with Hitler would have been fine. in World
There's
War
no
II.
reasonable human in this cast.
Okay. To be fair, he doesn't know that Waltz is a psychopath, but this is still incredibly
Yeah,
stupid.
I really feel sad
Yep.
for this.
Yes.
So also,
Yes, I am now convinced that this guy genuinely has a problem.
okay. Not only that,
Like his
Hold on,
head,
Jova.
his brain doesn't function
Hold on,
normally.
Jova. Save it for after the piece. In 1832, the year after the fall of Warsaw, Chopin was in Paris. You need to learn something.
Yes.
At the time, France was friendly toward Poland.
But it all ended when the
The
Nazis
Fire
attacked,
Nation.
or something.
And was the only country that openly welcomed exiles from Poland.
All right.
For that reason, Paris was filled with Polish refugees.
Huh.
Meanwhile, back in Poland, the leaders and central figures of the insurrection, whatever,
Nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition.
you will kill the Supreme Commander, were judging Kurt without being present and sentenced to death. Because that's nice.
Wow, great ominous music from Jova's side.
With the rebel forces defeated, it was now certain that Chopin could not return to his mother country. Remember what he was also said before, he will unfortunately never set foot in Poland ever again. This melancholy melody portrays both homesickness and an eternal farewell to his homeland. But why could he never return?
Because exile? I don't know.
Well, kinda. Chopin left Poland before the insurrection and was outside the country the entire time it took place.
Oh. Alright.
In other words, he had the perfect alibi to prove that he had not been involved.
Mr. Teo, why do you keep having a 10-second pause every time you say a sentence?
But
it's for all the
in
class
spite of
to take
that,
notes.
Chopin never returned to Poland. To be fair with the previous point, the Russians were not clearly listening to reason when judging Polish people, so...
yeah.
The key to this mystery lies in Chopin's patriotism.
Cue the Star Spangled Banner.
Yeah, and for Poland, I don't even know what's the national anthem. It is likely that he had felt the same feelings as the rebels, even though he had not been able to participate in the fighting. He probably felt guilty about having been living safely in foreign countries. This was also previously mentioned in a couple of the other pieces. Some of them reflect this sentiment of Chopin feeling guilty towards himself for this lack of fighting skills. Chopin became a political refugee of his own, choosing and burned his bridges behind him. In so doing, he probably wanted to demonstrate that he was a comrade to the rebels and share their feeling.
Okay.
To Chopin, who loved Poland, the decision not to return to his home must have been a painful one.
Yeah.
But it was because he loved Poland that he chose not to return to it. Basically, he felt he would have betrayed his own ideals if he just went back and pretended to not be part of the rule. The 22-year-old Chopin may have composed this song as a way to burn his homeland to his heart.
1, 2, 3, 4.
This is because of the song, the music, Pedro. It is rumored that Chopin himself said, "In my entire life, I have never written another melody as beautiful." It's because basically this text serves just for exposition purpose why they let you listen the piece. Perhaps these words speak of the view from the village of Zelazowa Wola.
That looks like Grandpa's hut in Heidi.
Heidi, yeah.
Yeah.
Not high enough on the mountain, though.
Yeah.
We now return to our usual yelling at the stupidity of Prince Crescendo. Seriously.
The gist of, don't worry, Joe, I'll let you in a second. Basically, now, the gist of it is that the characters are like, what are they, fucking stupid? And basically we're going after them.
Polka. That's not what they said. They said they were going to talk face to face, not be prisoners. In fact,
actually, that's what Jazz suggested, that they will throw themselves as prisoners of war.
Okay. Brilliant. You know, Jazz, I hate to say it, you're giving them too much credit, because that would actually be smarter than what they're actually doing.
They have no chance.
Like, yeah.
It will culminate in the next part, Joe, don't worry.
You know, also, can I also talk about how stupid it is that they didn't bring any of their military whatsoever? Yeah, I'm sure...
just the two of them, with no escort whatsoever.
Gee, I'm sure Germany and Japan...
Nothing suspicious about that at all.
I'm sure that the Axis powers would have been A-okay if, you know, the president, the chancellor, and the dictator from the Soviet Union all came without any of their militaries whatsoever and said, yeah, we'd like you to stop that, please.
You know, Jova, we've gotten to a
point...
Would
you kindly stop what you're doing?
Please.
You know, Jova, we've gotten to a point where sequel Kate is more effective.
Oh.
You know, Alpha and Omega sequel Kate.
Yeah.
I need to explain another thing. One of these two panels will take you to the next dungeon, the Tukoda ruins, in order to reach Crescendo and Serenade. The other, in normal game, is not active. It is active for backtracking purposes for finishing the side quest only in New Game Plus. Why, I don't know. I honestly don't understand why they locked this particular feature for Encore mode. It's not that you really need it at the moment because, again, I don't feel the side quests in this game are really that interesting to begin with. Only a few of them, like the Dolce one, are that useful. But I still don't understand why would they lock the backtracking for Encore mode. Anyway, go ahead, Jova. Feel free to rant about Crescendo.
I mean, I kind of raised a lot of the good points already. I mean, you're going without your military. Yeah, I'm sure they're just going to let you in and not do anything bad to you or take you as prisoners of war and use you as hostage against your own kingdom.
Totally.
And why is Serenade even in on this anymore? I mean, she was still...
Remember, she loves Crescendo, so she wants to be in him until the very
end.
Even though she was still doing everything she could to hinder the
I guess your words rings more true than I thought, Pedro. The sex really has to be that good.
I guess. That's the only way this makes any sense.
It's not worth it.
Nope.
Not worth it at all.
See you for the next part, where we finally confront the Count Waltz and see how bullshit this thing is.
Out of my face.
See ya.
See ya, everybody.